Dang, we can't see the comments. You know what I'm saying?
Woo! War Report family. It's your boy Mike G here with my guy C Dub. We got B Will and Ike Jones down in Auburn today.
Check the setup. Check the setup.
You know what I'm saying?
Check the setup. I see y'all.
They are down on the plains. They are down on the plains, fellas.
From an undisclosed location, you know what I'm saying? We ain't putting that out there today.
Yeah, let's not.
So I got a few Twitter DMs asking if any of us were down on the plains. I was like, hey, listen, Brian lives down there. Not gonna give you his exact location. Ike is down there today too. So we are half live from Auburn. And we are excited. So if you have not joined us during the season for a pregame, this is going to be a preview to what you're going to get during the season with us. So, fellas, it's game day.
Yep.
It's kind of game day. It's Saturday. Saturdays are for football, right? We're broadcasting live from our first A-Day. Now, not our first A-Day that we individually, but as the War Report, this is our first A-Day.
We didn't do A-Day last year?
We didn't do A-Day.
That's right.
Oh, they didn't have A-Day.
No A-Day.
Dang, man. Yeah, last year would have been our first A-Day, but it got canceled. So yeah, this is our first War Report A-Day.
But it's we upgraded so much since this time last year. I'm glad we waited. I'm glad
you didn't see that A-Day last year.
Y'all weren't here, so it wasn't official.
That's right.
Right. So we got ourselves filing in here right now. I'm so excited to see everybody coming in. Walt wants to know, yo, B Will, are you cooking? No invite? What's up with that?
Listen, man. We are not cooking a thing. We spent all last night and today getting this set up ready. It took some time. We got like an office lab.
I'm gonna have to like put a little maybe I like to take a little video or something and post it to our Instagram so people can see the behind the scenes. Maybe I don't know. I don't want to give y'all too much of the secret sauce. You just get to taste the the sauce, but you don't get to see the ingredients. Man.
That's right.
All right. Well, listen, man. A-Day starts in about 28 minutes here. So similar to our in-season pre-games, we want to talk about keys to the game here, right? Like, so obviously we are our own opponent, so this is going to be a little different.
I got Team Auburn winning.
Yeah, right. But what do we expect to see?
Right?
Yeah.
What do we expect
Team
to see
Auburn
today?
versus Team Tigers. I don't actually know who is going to be on either team, but I'm gonna just pick Team Auburn.
Yeah, we don't really know how they're going to split up first team, second team. I mean, he said the first team offense would go against the first team defense.
We got to see that. We have to see that.
We have to see that. But we don't know how any team. We don't even know who would be considered the starter. This is a whole new regime, man. They don't consider our last year starters automatically this year starters. So there's no way to predict. We can just hope we see what we want to see. That's
right.
Listen, I just want to see what these trenches looking like, man. I just want to see. Listen, Coach Nick Eason has been rotating guys on the D line. I want to see who are the alphas on the D line. All right, A-Day stands for Alpha Day. Who are the alphas? Where are you?
Exactly.
I want to see y'all show up. And show
Yeah, no, nobody else say that out loud. We got to trademark that for somebody else get it.
Hey, listen. If you are in our comments right now, drop us a comment. Let us know where you're watching from. I see Jim Glutz in here from Pittsburgh, all the way from.
Say he is at the game right now watching.
Right.
Okay, that's what's up, TJ. Yeah.
Phil Petway says, and it's Liddy. So just in case you were wondering, the elect endureth, man. I've been seeing him pop up on our lives, man. We're so happy to have you be a part of our community. Mark Silver's in here. He's a recent member. TJ Kidd, one of our OGs. D Weaver, Art, War Eagle is A-Day. I'm glad that you guys are sharing our excitement here. So I'm excited. I'll tell you what. So I'm excited.
Hold on. Jana is checking in from Guatemala.
Guatemala?
Yeah.
Ooh,
man, that's a long way. We appreciate you in from Guatemala. For
Guatemala, rocking for my Tigers. War Eagle. We appreciate that. I think that's our first Guatemala.
Yeah, I don't know.
We got South Korea.
Or something.
It could be just
we can do an interactive map back here, man, and just put up some different places where people are checking in.
Yeah. We got South Korea.
I heard someone mention. Shout out Rob. Rob is asking about ESPN Plus. That's what I was going to use, but he's having difficulties watching other spring games. Someone in the comments mentioned Sling,
right?
As an alternative. So
I'm on the ESPN app on my Xbox. So I'll be watching that way. But I think Fubo TV as well is a good way to watch it. It appears that Alabama is the only one who's going to have their spring game on regular ass ESPN. So I got certain feelings about that, but I'm not going to be big on Saturdays.
You expected you win some national championships, you're going to be on main channel. I mean, that goes.
War Eagle asked, my man JC asked, are we going to ever see all four of us in the same room? Yes, it's going to happen at some point in time.
At one point in time.
It's going to happen.
Figure that one out for real because it took some doing to get this one. We might have to rent some space out somewhere. So
yeah, for sure. So I am like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing how much of this JJ Pegues experiment we're going to see.
Yeah,
on the D line, like how much of that are they going to show us today? They made the switch. There is, I saw it's not of him on defensive line, but there is a awesome picture. Gianna Han, AL.com posted of JJ Pegues destroying Zacoby McClain on a block.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, that was before he got moved. He was still on the offensive side. Yeah,
flying through the air, and so I'm hoping that he'll bring some of that energy to the defensive side. So hopefully we see that today. And then quarterback, right? Who is going to be our backup quarterback? I really want to see this.
Yeah, I want to see competency from the other quarterbacks. I want to see competency from Bo Nix as well, but because I've never seen these other guys in game action, right? So I just want to see their ability to operate the offense, to make efficient throws. I just want to see quarterbacking that looks like if the first guy goes down, we're not lost.
Right.
That's what I hope to see today.
Right. Mike McKinney says, guys, keep a bleep button for Mike so y'all can stay live during the game. Listen, we're gonna put an uncensored Mike G behind the paywall only. I mean, you have to, I'm telling you, we'll create another tier of insider just for that. Because I gotta future proof myself against job applications in the future. I don't need that just floating out in the cyberspace. And then here, Auburn Dad for Life is in here. He said the LSU QB not looking good, but Brennan is not playing. Is that Max Johnson? Auburn Dad, just hop back in there and let us know if that's Max Johnson is not looking good. That's surprising.
That is.
So it's one of those things, right? So, we have to remember our own story of the backup QB who looked amazing, right? And realize that, it's good sometimes in small samples, but when you get a chance, number one, in spring game, you're playing against people who've seen the same offense over and over again. So they have a little bit of an advantage in that scenario. But then number two, the whole SEC will have tape on Max Johnson if he's going to be the starter. So he's not going to catch anybody by surprise this year.
Right. They are saying that it is Johnson out there.
It is Johnson? Okay. All right. I mean, listen, we talked about this ad nauseum, right? Defense usually wins the day in these spring games. That's something that we expect. So if your offense is beating your defense, you might be in for a long season. So I just want to see competency, like Ike said. I want to see, that people know their assignments. I want to see crisp. I want to see if we can get a preview of what kind of route trees we're going to see this year. Right.
That.
How quickly does the quarterback get the ball out of his hands, and how much is the quarterback going under center? Right. Do we see some I formation? It's funny when we first back when when Harsin got hired, Ike in particular took a lot of heat for saying that Harsin runs a pro style offense, right? And people were all in their feelings like it's not pro style, it's multiple. But all I hear from the players are all the pro style concepts that they're running.
Yeah.
Every article they're talking about it's a lot more pro style.
I mean, the offensive coordinator even said it in the interview. He was like, "This is a wide open pro style offense."
Pro style offense, right? Yeah.
Actually, I think people were getting hung up on formation and not knowing that when I said it pretty explicitly that when I say pro style, I'm not talking about the pro formation. I'm talking about the concepts that they're using for both blocking and passing schemes. The scheme concepts that we're talking about that are not necessary. Now, again, I acknowledge that he's going to use some of the RPO style stuff in there that's not typically pro style, but that is going to be a subset of it. So if you want to take that 20% of the playbook and then name, well, he's not just pro style. I never said it was just.
Right.
I just said that the basis of what he's doing is going to be pro style. So, it is what it is. Again, I'm not here to rehash that argument.
Yeah, pro style concepts, right? So how many
pro
style concepts?
You're not here to say that you was right or anything.
I think people heard conservative.
Right, exactly.
That's the problem. They thought pro style, they thought Bobo, they thought, okay, that definitely means we're going to be I formation 80% of the game. But pro style isn't necessarily conservative. It isn't what it was 30 years ago. The pros have adjusted. They have been modified partially because of what has been so successful on the college level. So it's all kind of folding into each other, and Harsin has already shown that he's willing to do what works, not just what he wants to do. So that's where the multiple part comes in from the fans, and I understand that, but these are still professional football concepts, and I think that's what Ike and Mike were trying to get through.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we have analyzed this offense inside out, right? If there's a video on our channel that is, I think, still our most watched video where Ike is kind of breaking down what this offense is. So, if you want a good idea of what this offense is, I highly recommend you go back and watch that video. I think the title is "What to Expect from Auburn's Offense," right?
And what I intend to do later, sorry to cut you off, Mike, is we are going to try to get some stuff from, if we can get some footage from A-Day, we're going to actually look at the Auburn version of whatever this offense is going to be.
Stay tuned for that.
It's going to be a chop it up type video. So you're going to have to be an insider.
Yes, indeed. Yes, sir.
I might put some teasers out there on like Instagram or something like that. But I'm talking about like literally going through, breaking down some of the blocking concepts and all that kind of thing. I'm not going to, we'll reveal who I'm going to bring on as my guest to help break down some of this stuff later, but just know that is on the horizon.
Well, speaking of which, right, become an insider, $5.99 will get you there. We're doing our best to bring you some film breakdown from A-Day. Now, I don't expect them to show much in terms of, they're going to want to save some things for the fall, right? But base schemes, base sets, base concepts, I think we'll get a good idea of today. Looking forward to breaking down that film. We will bring a player guest on to help us break down that film. So become an insider. That content will be exclusive to insiders. If you want to join and you are on an iPhone, your best route is to get on a computer. If not, you can view the desktop version of YouTube's website from your Safari browser, and you should be able to see that join button. Everybody else can join straight up from their device. As we mentioned, Chop It Up with a Pro coming this Thursday with Chris Todd. We will be doing a film breakdown from some plays last year. I'm looking forward to talking with Chris about what he sees and what he expects from our quarterback. Chris is high on Bo. And he thinks that a lot of the things that we saw him do wrong are super fixable. So you don't want to miss this. If you're an insider, this will be exclusive to you. And this segment is built for our insiders so you can engage. We take questions and comments for the first 10 to 15 minutes, and then we jump right into the film so that you guys have time to see them break that down and then ask your questions. Ed Darby is probably one of my favorite commenters from these Chop It Ups. So our GoFundMe is up. You can find this link in the About section of our YouTube channel. I also dropped it here in the live comments. And then our merch store is live. Get your weight up. I got it on. My weight is getting up this spring, fellas. I'm going to be summer ready here in about a month. So get your weight up gear is live. Ike designs all this stuff. It's amazing stuff. Real thank you to all our subscriptions that have been posting their War Report gear online. We appreciate you guys representing us out here in these streets.
Yeah.
15 minutes until game time, baby.
Shout out from Chicago, by the way.
From Chicago,
so
Chi-Town.
Shout out. Appreciate that.
I saw there was an Uzi sighting in the comments. We was getting ready to put you on the milk carton, bro. Glad to see you.
Uzi back? Okay.
Uzi is back. Uzi says basically what we want to see is college level football. Right?
That's not too much to ask.
That's not too much to ask. Captain Obvious says, I'm most excited to not have to see Gustavo on saying excuses. I think
you won't be saying that.
Yeah, well, I think we can emotionally move on from that after today, right? Because this will be our first. This will be our first real get of what Harsin is going to bring. I'm looking to see energy today, guys.
Yeah.
I'm looking to see energy. I want to see guys flying around the football on defense. The quarterbacks are not going to be live. I think they're going to have orange non-contact jerseys on.
Typically do.
Yeah, and so I just want to see. I want to see how they get in and out of the pocket, and some of the practice footage that we've seen. There still seems to be an emphasis on letting the quarterback make a decision about whether to run the ball or stay in the pocket with it, right? And I've seen, Bo out of the pocket on a lot of his practice footage. So I want to see how much of that we see and when they blow the whistle dead on that today. I remember from Cam Newton's first spring or his only spring, right? One of the things that they lamented during practice is that when Cam would get out of the pocket, Chizik would say, okay, was that going to be a 5-yard run or a 50-yard run? We don't know.
Right.
There's no way to know during the spring.
Yeah.
So, it'll be interesting to see that today, especially, when Davis gets his shot as well, too, because he's shifty. Yeah. He's strong, man. Listen, he did not get any shine as a workout warrior, but, he squats over 400 pounds for a quarterback. Hang cleans quite a bit as well, too. I was shocked at his weight room numbers. So
we really don't have a little running back / quarterback right back there, which is good. But I think the best thing for Davis, though, is not for him to get back there and show coming out of the pocket. It's going to be, can you make the throws that the other quarterbacks may or may not be doing well? Because that's what's going to put him not only on the fans' radar, but on the coach's radar. Because Bo can run the ball. He's not decisive enough with the ball under pressure to be an effective runner like we need him to be. And that's been his problem, is that once he gets out, is he trying to throw? Yeah, you're scrambling and you're moving back around. You take a sack and throw it, interception. But if they could just get Bo to be more decisive, that's a win. That's a win for the staff. Is if you go out, you know where you're going out to do, whether it's running or who you're looking for to pass it to. And in Davis' case, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, B. Go ahead, B.
In Davis's case, I think the best thing for him is not to show how escapable he is, not to show how elusive he is, because I think they know what type of athlete he is, and we're going to get a chance to see that. He has to show what nobody has shown in real game time yet, except Bo hasn't shown it, which is accuracy all the time, good decision making all the time. If he can show that, it won't matter if he scrambles out for a 5 or 10 or 50-yard run. It will matter that, did you see how that guy was throwing the ball? Did you see where he put it? On that wide receiver, I see doing that. Then we start seeing what we want to see. Now we got some pressure cooking on Harsin, because at this point it's been all. I've said this before. That's going to be the first significant thing that he will have to handle if the backups show better than Bo. Then we'll get to see what kind of coach we got for real.
Also, too, what I was going to add to that, B, is we've been hearing that they have been working on scramble drills. So I would like to think that Bo's decision, and as well as the quarterbacks, they're making better decisions in those moments just because they've been practicing it, right? You got a lot of reps in that particular scenario. So I would like to think that we're making better decisions should a play break down. Also, I'm seeing people saying in the comments, if I see another wide receiver screen, I'm going to lose it. Listen, it's not necessarily a screen. It's the type of screens that we used to run consistently under Gus Malzahn, right?
Yeah. Here, interesting stat. We looked at it last night when we were kind of chopping up. 24% of our passes last year were thrown behind the line of scrimmage. 24%. Almost a fourth of all our passes were thrown behind the line of scrimmage. So let's get the ball moving forward a little bit more and see what these guys have. I see Auburn Dad for Life here. Says, this is so true. Like, listen, I am pumped up for this. This feels like fall is here, and we are ready to see some football, see the results of this strength and conditioning program that they went through, that they raved about. I'm really excited to see guys. Javaris Johnson is another guy I want to see. They've been raving about him. And something that we brought up a lot is that in the past, we'd hear about these spring warriors that just disappear on the depth chart come fall. So I want to see Johnson, because my guy was Malcolm Johnson. I haven't heard a ton about him. He's been doing pretty good. But if Javarius has been this beast, I want to see him on display in the spring game.
Indeed.
I do. Right. And I want to see if we can get him the ball. I'm going to be watching ball placement this afternoon. where, can our guys making catches, where they can make a play and turn up field. And, there was another comment in here about Tank. How much do we want to see Tank today?
Yeah, I missed the comment on how many snaps he had.
And it was PJ here, over under on the number of snaps Tank gets. We said this before on our last live. Man, listen, juke exactly 2 people and sit down.
And if it's on the same play, then good.
Yeah.
On the same
right.
Right. I mean, listen, all he needs is the field, the football, and then one running play call for him. Football's optional. Just sit down, stay safe till fall, right?
Although, okay, so for real though, y'all telling me y'all wouldn't want to see Tank gets a carry 4 yards, and then instead of being able to tackle him, he carries like 5 guys about 4 yards more up the field. Like, okay, that's the play.
Yeah,
I want to see that.
Play 1, hand it off to Tank, let him drag a couple of guys for 4 yards, and be like, "Good job, son. Now go sit down."
Yeah,
and then let's see what the rest of the running back room has.
Listen,
the rest of the running back room is 2 dudes. We got. What then we say? There's another guy.
Jarquez Hunter.
Well, Hunter's
not there yet. He's not there yet.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's not here
You
yet.
You got Barrett, and then of course you got Shivers. But
there's another guy who's like a walk-on or something.
Yeah. So I mean, let's just see what these other guys have. I don't think Tank has anything to prove at this point. We know he's all SEC.
That's how you end up with the CJ Tolberts of the world winning the 8A game as the MVP of the game, because you get a bunch of backups who play a bunch of snaps in A-Day and they had a great performance out there against the 3rd team defense and
but the first team offense,
right?
Running behind the offensive line,
exactly. But you're not going to see that in the game ever, because he's buried so far on the depth chart. And it's like, okay, yeah, you did well against our guys who barely are on the team defensively, but
yeah. I mean, listen, I'm all for ones versus ones. If Tank gets hurt in this game, I'm gonna lose my utter and absolute shit. Right? Like,
hey man, hey, do we need to get your mama back in the chat?
No. That had to be said. That had to be said exactly that way, because it's game day.
We gonna you know what, guys,
it's real. No sunshine pump.
Please set up to GoFundMe, because we won't be able to get paid from
somewhere in Alabama. Mama Giddens is grieved.
We should start a swear jar. Just you guys drop us $1 every time. But but seriously, I'm gonna lose my mind if Tank gets hurt in this game.
I need to.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose my mind if Tank gets hurt. So please, Lord, if you're listening, keep Tank safe. Bubble wrap his body with invisible holy bubble wrap, so that he does not get hurt during this game. We're going to need him come fall.
Wow.
Yeah. So I just think they just need to. I just want to see a smart, safe plan for A-Day.
Yeah.
Right. Depth. They're trying. It's hard to develop depth when people are getting injured. We had some questions about Kerryon Johnson right back in 2017 when he got injured.
Before he got
about roster management. And for as much as we assume we may have to lean on him this fall, I just think, what does he really have to prove? I saw Marion said, hey, what about a quarter, just a quarter? I'm all right with that, just as long as you're not handing the ball to him 15 times in a quarter.
Right.
So
hopefully it's running back by committee in all aspects and phases. Like you know what you got in Tank, but you're building depth by giving guys carries and opportunities to show that they can also contribute. Exactly. So you don't want a situation where Tank is just running the ball an incredibly ridiculous amount of times.
Yeah. Marion says, what if Bo gets hurt? I don't expect him to get hurt, because the quarterback's going to be non-contact.
I'd say he's going to be non-contacts, and Bo.
It had to be a crazy non-contact injury.
Than anybody.
Oh no, hell.
Yeah, the worst kind of injury is the non-contact injury.
Right.
Yeah.
When a guy goes down and nobody was around him, those are season-ending injuries generally. So, we hope that doesn't happen for anybody, especially Bo, right? Because again, he's our starter. They're going to have to develop a contingency pretty quickly if he gets hurt. So we want to see him stay healthy, certainly. Score predictions. Deuce Boogie wants to know about score predictions. What's the scoring model?
Yeah,
I haven't read up on it.
It's supposed to be a standard scoring model today, so it's gonna be normal, nothing crazy. So yeah.
Y'all remember during Chizik's A-Day games where like you were scoring points for like silly stuff, like if you got like 20 plus yards or something, you got a point. Like in the A-Day game might have been like 50 plus. It was a crazy scoring system to Chizik. I don't know if y'all remember that. But no, I'm glad it's normal scoring like how it would be in the game. We see some predictions here. I wouldn't be surprised to see it be a low scoring affair.
Yeah. Listen, I expect defense to win today.
Yeah, I expect it to be a low scoring affair.
Dre'Shaun Miller. Let's see this man.
Is he going to play today?
He's not down yet.
Is he not down there yet?
Yeah, I don't think he hasn't been there for any of the other springs.
I'm just too amped up. I just want to see everybody.
Yeah, you are.
I just want to see everybody. But
Dylan Brooks.
Screaming out recruits' names. But Jalen, I read an interesting thing about Jalen Simpson, right? Like he was beasting it last year before injury took him out, right? Mm-hmm. And so he's got a lot to prove as well. I just think secondary is going to be loaded. I'm so excited to see what Derek Mason is going to do with these guys, with all this talent in the secondary. For Harsin and Mason, think about it. This is one of the first times that they're working with this much talent.
Right.
And they proved themselves in other areas. But, coming to Auburn and getting this much talent to work with is really, really exciting to see. And so I don't know. Ethan Sandlin says, hey, are y'all going to have a post game? I'm at work. Yes, we will have a post game. Again, our regular in-season format is pregame, post game. We even used to, I don't know if we're going to keep the halftime this year, but we'll let you guys know what's happening there. So yes, come check us out. Ike, what is it? 20, 30 minutes after the game ends?
Yeah, probably about 20 or 30 minutes after. Mm-hmm. So we'll probably schedule when the game ends, we'll schedule the live. And so you guys will know exactly when we're popping up rather than just being like, bam, we're here. Like,
right.
That's how we used to do it. We just be like, all right, let's
go.
Yeah, the game would end and everyone would scramble back to a computer and get to a setup, and then we would go live as soon as everyone was set. We'll try to schedule it, sometime post game when we know the game's about to end. We'll schedule it out and let you so you guys can get here with us.
Absolutely. I want to get to a few more comments here before we start. Hal Presley, yes, looking forward to that. I just feel like Phil Philly said Ronnie Brown started the Wildcat.
I mean, he was probably the first Auburn player to do some sort of Wildcat, but they started that in Arkansas with the
Gus McFadden and
Ed Darby. Don't start with me.
I thought that started with
Tank was on kickoff and he was on what? Huh?
In the warm-ups, he was returning kicks.
Hey man, come on now, Harsin. We done gave you all this credit all season for being different. Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah, 2 minutes till start time. 2 minutes till start time.
Jay Sharp and Barrett will get the bulk of the carries today. You'll see a very vanilla offense, but a huge difference in what we're accustomed to seeing.
Definitely will be a different look offensively, and this is my sincere hope is that those two are getting the bulk of the carries.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Agreed.
So,
Agreed.
Listen, we're excited. You're excited. We got B. Will and Ike Jones live down in Auburn. Myself and C-Dub with them in spirit. We're going to watch this 8-day game, and we will be back with you guys post-game to talk about what we saw. So, gentlemen, we're signing off. As always, War Eagle.
War Eagle.
War Eagle.
War Eagle.